When will this planet come back?
It's here.
It's already in the area.
Oh yes, right now it's in conjunction. It is behind the sun. It's coming up. It came up in the direction towards the sun's, say, 7:30 position.
Okay.
Now, when it comes out from behind, it'll be around the 1:30 position. And
will we be able to see it then?
Yeah. And when we see it, if you're not prepared, I mean, frankly, when we do see it, people are going to be standing out in the street. They're going to be pointing up at the sky.
You'll be able to see it like that?
Oh, yeah.
Hello, my friends. This is Leonardo Anderson here with you guys at the brand new YouTube BitChute video. Well, that video you saw in the beginning there was this ex-CIA agent leaking some information on the George Norrie show about Nibiru, my friends. And I can safely say, and he says as well, Nibiru is here, my friends. 2023, it is here. I've been warning you guys for a long time now. I've been making videos since 2011, warning people of Nibiru, saying it's coming, it's coming. Well, it is here, my friends. In today's video, we're going to be going over a lot of evidence, a lot of proof, and explaining what is going on here with Nibiru and what's happening in the world with the 5D Ascension, New Earth timeline, and how it's all very biblical at the end of the day, too. We're going to be getting into all that. So before you do, I'm just going to encourage everybody to subscribe. As I say, subscribe to survive. I cover all from NWO, reptilians, extraterrestrials, spirituality, occult, and much, much more. And I tie it in all together. And also do old Lionel a favor and hit that like button. It helps this video get to more people, and it just means the world to me. Okay, let's just get right into it, my friends. So yes, Nibiru, it's here already. Yes, we can't see it with the naked eye quite yet, but we will be able to see it soon. The reason we can't see it, and as this guy and the ex-CIA officer will explain it in the rest of that video, which I will be leaving at the end of this video, so stick around to the end to see the rest of what that guy has to say. But he explains it's behind the sun right now, okay? So that's why we can see it. But at sometimes, people have been seeing it on Earth as well, and there's lots of pictures. Take a look. That's right. So some people have seen it at certain times during the day. It is visible. But the reason most people haven't seen it is because, well, the powers that be are aware that it's here, obviously, and they are filling the skies up with chemtrails, right? That's one of the many reasons they're polluting the sky so much, because they do not want you to see what's coming, okay? With their geoengineering, that's what they're doing. They're doing their best to hide it from you. They do not want you to look up. And speaking of don't looking up, you guys seen that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? Which the WEF, you know, the forum there, actually promotes that movie on their website, and I think they were behind that movie, which makes sense because Leonardo DiCaprio is a young global leader. Well, my friends, that movie is all about, oh, don't look up. It's about an asteroid or a big planetary body coming into the Earth, right? It's on Netflix. I recommend everybody watch it. But end of the day, the planet gets destroyed by a big asteroid, and it's a big government conspiracy. Well, predictive programming, my friends. They are telling us Nibiru is coming, and they do not want you to look up. And that's why they're filling the sky with all these chemicals to keep you from seeing what is coming, my friends. So yes, there's lots of evidence that this is coming. The world right now is experiencing crazy extreme weather, right? And you know what they call it. I can't even say those two words, the change, right? I can't say it because the algorithms will take this video down. But with that whole agenda that they're saying it's because of us, because cows are farting and vehicles and stuff, which is all BS. That's just a way for them to make money and control us more. But with that being said, there are some extreme weather events taking place on our planet right now. And this is all because of this incoming body. And I know a lot of people say, it's not true. It's HARP, right? It's this HARP. They're controlling the weather. Now, I want to make it clear, HARP is a real thing. And yes, they do control some of the weather and create some of the events. But you got to remember, there's a psychological operation at play here. And they control the narrative. Even when out of the conspiracy communities, they will put in their own conspiracy stuff there too. And that's one thing I do believe, that they want to do everything they can to keep the public knowing that Nibiru is here. So when it comes to the truth community and everything, they install some disinformation. Like I said, HARP is real and they do use it, so it's not complete disinfo. But a lot of people in the truth community are, the weather isn't changing, it's all them, it's all that. But they're totally distracted that it actually is, and it's happening because of Nibiru, but they don't know that, right? Because they're distracted with HARP and all that kind of stuff. But it definitely is changing because of these reasons as well, my friends. And a good example of that is rivers all around the world are drying up. Okay? Take a look. That's right, we got droughts all over the place, but the one that's really interesting is the Euphrates River is dry. Take a look. That, my friends, is a biblical prophecy right there. I'm going to actually read from the Bible, and I want to make it clear, I'm not a Christian, although I was raised Christian and I've studied the Bible deeply. But obviously I've broken out of the religious matrix. But still, the Bible is a book of predictive programming, the original predictive programming that the elites have used to tell us what they're going to do in advance. And this whole Nibiru return has been prophesied. The whole Bible is pretty much about Nibiru. It just talks about it in different ways. But it tells us what we're going to see in the final days before Nibiru gets here and as it approaches. So it talks about in Revelations chapter 12 verses 16, chapter 16 verses 12, I believe. It talks about how in the end the Euphrates River is going to dry. So Revelation 16:12, it says, "And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water therefore was dried up, and that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared." Okay? So there you go. Right there, my friends. It talks about how in these end days, the river of Euphrates would be dry. Well, guess what? It's dry, my friends. It's pretty much all dry now. It happened, right? So that's a sign that Nibiru is pretty much here. But it's happening to rivers all around the world, and that's because of this incoming body. And then you're seeing the sky turn strange colors all over the world now, too. That's right, skies are turning red in some parts of the world. Take a look here. Alright, so first we saw Indonesia, then we saw images from China, but I heard it's going on all over the places. Even there in California it happened, but they're blaming it on the fires and all that. But no, I believe that this is coming from the red iron oxide, okay? There's something called red iron oxide. It's all this dust that's around Nibiru. And Nibiru's coming in, it's bringing all this dust with it, and sometimes it comes into our atmosphere, right? And that's why the skies will turn red. It's something for you guys to look into. But that's what I believe is happening. But it's not, the skies aren't just turning red, it's also turning green. Take a look. That's right, all over the United States, in certain places they're saying, because of these storms, the sky is turning bright green. Well, I've never seen the skies turn bright green before. It seems to be like a new phenomenon that's taking place here. But I do believe it has something to do with this incoming planetary body that's coming, my friends. I have a strong feeling. And, back to the Bible, I'm going to read you a scripture. Have you guys heard about Wormwood? Again, Revelations. It tells us that this was going to happen. Revelations chapter 8, verses, 8 and 10? Yeah, Revelations chapter 8, verses 10. "And the third angel sounded, And there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp. And it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of the waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood. Okay, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, and the many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. So there you go. It's telling us. Now, are they talking about actual Nibiru there, or are they talking about an asteroid named Wormwood? Because, you know, from my research, Nibiru isn't actually going to hit the Earth. It's just going to fly by, but it's going to bring a lot of junk with it, including asteroids and stuff, because there's all this stuff, all this junk coming along with it. So I don't know what it's referring to there, whether it's Nibiru or an asteroid, but we're going to get more into this Wormwood stuff in another video. I got even more crazy stuff, so make sure you subscribe. But as you can see, all the signs are here, my friends, that Nibiru most definitely is here. It's not coming anymore. It is here. But with that being said, it's not all doom and gloom, okay? Because with the return of Nibiru comes an ascension process. That's right, because you see, Nibiru's coming in, but as it's coming in, it's affecting the energy of the Earth, mainly because it's affecting the sun. Since it's behind the sun is going crazy, right? So that's why we see all these solar flares, right? The Earth is getting pounded by solar flares right now. All you got to do is a Google search of solar flares and see what comes up. That's right. So Earth is getting pounded with these solar flares. And what is the sun? It's energy. And when this energy starts flaring at the Earth, it hits the Earth with massive waves of energy. And this energy is causing the Great Awakening, because people are getting expanded states of consciousness. But along with that, they're getting tons of anxiety and tons of ascension symptoms, we call it, right? Because their vibration is raising. And that's why the elites wanted to, they knew this was happening, so they're trying everything they can to stop it. Old Bill Gates there, and the elites want to dim the sun, and they actually started something to dim the sun now. Check this out. Yeah, dimming the sun. I wonder why. They don't want us getting hit by those solar flares. Not because they care about us, but because we're waking up, right? And not to mention, they want you to get that thing which they designed to stop you from going through that ascension process, right? So make sure you detox that crap out of your body. If for my viewers who may have gotten that, because it can be detox, But that's why we see them trying to stop this ascension, because they know it's happening. And if enough people ascend, well, then it's game over for them, because they feed off our fear, our energy. Their matrix is going to collapse. It already is collapsing. This matrix is being terminated. Okay, my friends? So their plan is to stop the process for as many people as they can, and get them to expire, you know, to pass away, so they could transfer them into a brand new simulation, the Great Reset, right? That's what's happening here. And you know, a lot of people aren't going to make this shift and make it through this ascension process, because a lot of people have been brainwashed, and a lot of people have taken that thing, right? But there is still going to be lots of us, millions of us, who are going to make it. And then we will just have to create this new Earth and this new beautiful 5D, this new 5D process, you know? That's what's going to have to happen. That is what is happening, my friends. So it's not all doom and gloom, but yes, things are going to get very rough here on Earth, especially for the people who don't make this 5D new Earth shift. There's a good chance that those of us who are going to go to this new 5D Earth, this new timeline, and ascend, we won't even have to go through all the horrors that are going to happen as Nibiru gets closer and closer, okay? We might be able to avoid all that. That's why they talk about in the Bible, too, about the rapture and everything, right? How, people are just going to disappear or whatever. Well, I don't think it's going to happen exactly like that. I think it's going to be more, people are going to go on this new timeline, right? Because there's multiple parallel realities playing out here, multiple different timelines, and your consciousness might just transfer to this new timeline, where these things don't happen. But for the people who remain on this 3D timeline, it's going to become hell on earth. As Nibiru gets closer, the natural disasters are going to get worse and worse, and there's going to be a total pole reversal. Okay, the poles are going to reverse, and the earth is just going to be topped upside down, and most of humanity is going to pass away in this. And like I said, the powers that be, those dirty toad-tailed lizards, I believe personally that they're trying to transfer everybody. Once they have the death experience, they're going to just transfer them into a new simulation. And like we said, it's called it'll be a new simulation. It could be another whole other world, or it could just be a great reset of Earth, and they'll just do it all over again, right? But end of the day, that is what's happening, my friends. Okay, so don't be scared. Don't be in fear. I know it's kind of a scary thing, and as the years go on now, things are going to get more and more intense. Expect to see the weather get even crazier. Expect even more lies and deception from the powers that be, even trying to clinch even more control, trying to stop this ascension process even more. End of the day, they will fail when it comes to the chosen ones and the people who are putting in the work. But unfortunately, they will be successful for those who are stuck in the 3D programs. But, you know, we're eternal beings, so hopefully those souls escape at some point. But this is our time. This is the chosen ones. If you're watching this right now and you're still watching at this point, there's a good chance that you're going to make it to the new earth, because you're awake, you're aware, you know what's going on, and you know what you need to do. Okay, my friends? So if you'd like to learn more about how to ascend to this 5D and make it out of this prison planet matrix 3D crap, join me on my Patreon, where I just launched my brand new class, Ascend to 5D. And I'm going through how we're going to escape this matrix and what you could start doing today. And, you know, I got other great courses on Patreon too. I got the occult class, exposing hidden knowledge for you guys, the health class, or just the basic Patreon level, where you could start off just $1 a month. It's great. So many great things, my friends. Links are down in the description below, or if you'd like to just simply buy me a coffee, feel free to do that too. It helps me continue to make these videos for you guys. All the links are down in the description. Now, I will leave you guys with the rest of that video with that CIA guy, with George Norrie. Check it out, my friends, and make sure you subscribed and share this with your friends and family. It's so important. All right, love you guys. Check out this video.
You're going to see it's a melancholia scenario. It's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger, because this thing is going to come around from behind the sun and cross over our orbit above us and ahead of us. And, you know, there's a gentleman, Bob Dean, government whistleblower. He's one of my heroes. I mean, I just love this guy.
Yeah, good guy.
And I think in 2008 on Project Camelot, he made a prediction. He said, according to my sources, it is going to, when we are going to be on the same side of the sun as the Planet X system when it goes into its aphelion leg. That's when it's going back south.
Okay.
And that is when it's really going to be jamming, you know.
And jamming meaning doing
fast
things to us?
To the sun, to us. First off, let me just explain the Planet X system.
Okay.
Nemesis is the dark star, all right? And it hasn't been visible for a very long time to the naked eye because it's shrouded in iron oxide dust.
Okay.
This is from its creation.
And where would that be now, that binary star?
That binary star is beyond the orbit of Jupiter, behind our sun.
And that's why we can't see it.
We can't see it. First off, let me just explain the Planet X system.
Okay.
Yes. It's a long period elliptical orbit. It's inclined to, here's the plane of our solar system, all right, and it's inclined, and it goes up and down in 3,600 lunar. That's right. It doesn't go around like we do. So it comes up and down like a comet.
Okay.
It's a comet-like orbit, and it's very long. What happened was, in early 90s, a gentleman by the name of Robert Harrington. He was an astronomer for the U.S. Naval Observatory in Washington. He was the chief astronomer. He wrote a brilliant paper on the location of Planet X. All right. Not only did he do that, he backed it up by having a telescope specially constructed, sent to an observatory owned by our government in New Zealand. Because at that time it was in the southern
Just
skies.
to look for this planet.
Yes. And what happened was all of the image plates that came off that telescope were sent to NASA, disappeared. Never seen again.
Well, that's interesting.
And shortly after that, he died a very mysterious